everybody in the NFL, I have a dream of making it in the NFL. I got a dream of winning a Super Bowl. I got a dream of being in a Pro Bowl. I'm really not into dreams.
I'm into nightmares.
Let's go, y'all.
Yeah. Raider Nation, stand up.
We finna rock off with episode number 2.
We back. We ain't into dreams, we the nightmares. Oakland Raiders be the squad and we right here. Mad Max, yeah, that boy having a night share. Derek still clutch, he been doing it for 5 years, yeah. Gruden got these boys out here killing dreams. Jacobs out here trucking dudes and killing teams. 16, he be doing Ty William things. 16, always doing Ty William things, yeah. Spider 2, I banana though.
Banana
This
though.
rookie class sick, need an antidote. The refs always hating, it don't matter though. Even in Vegas, I'ma rep the Oakland banner though, yeah. Salt and pepper be the combination. We got the rookie of the year, no need for nominations. You know I never leave a king out of my conversation. Jesus is the reason why I'm breathing, man, my Brody, we from Oakland. They try to take us out to Vegas, but we always gon' be the Oakland Raiders. Yeah, Brody, we from Oakland. We tailgate all day, ain't nobody else do it like the Bay. Yeah, Brody, we from Oakland. I'ma do it for the town, and we ain't stopping till we get the crown. Yeah, Brody, we from Oakland. And what's lost shall be found. With the king, ain't no way we going down. Yeah, Brody, we from Oakland. Young Hunter Renfro in the slide. Young Cleveland Farrell with the stop. Young Trent Brown with the block. Josh Jacobs up the middle, yeah, we pounding the rock. John Gruden, he got unfinished business. Brady in the Pats at the top of the hit list. Catch me at the game with my squad trying to witness. Telling the Raider Nation that Jesus could save a misfit. Tuck rule, tell him run that back. We ain't stopping till we champs and we won that back. Coach Gruden in the gang on a one-map track. You know we Super Bowl bound, we on a one-map track. Last year in the town, so let's get it for Oakland. Raider Anthem 2, I'ma spit it for Oakland. Jesus be the king, the only one that I hope in. Jesus be the king, the only one that I boast in.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Raiders, the Back Row Raiders Show. Let's get it, yo. What's up with y'all? Came off with a little banger for y'all, man, representing Raider Nation. Man, what we got in store for y'all today? We're going to review and go over the mock draft that we did last week with the Back Row Family Network. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? I have to start off to say that I'm extremely disappointed in how I graded myself. We had a lot of, 13 members assigned to teams, and we individually picked each team's picks. I came in, made my first 2-round picks, and knew instantly that mistakes was made. So we're going to get into that today. We're going to talk about some of these rumors that's swirling around, revolving around the Raiders recently. We'll take a look at somebody else's, some professionals, some experts, who they chose in their mocks in the first 2 rounds compared to who we chose representing the Raiders. I learned a lot from doing this mock draft, and what I learned is it ain't easy. Being a GM and trying to draft the best available or positional needs is a slippery slope. I found myself in this draft picking players not out of necessity per se. I was picking against the fact that the Las Vegas Raiders only have 2 picks in the first round. They don't pick again until the middle of the third. So I wanted to hit home runs. I wanted to trade back number 20. Or is it number 19? Yeah, I wanted to move. I would have loved to use that capital there. Yes, it is number 20. I wanted to use that capital to fall back in the second round to pick who I picked. I'm upset with who I picked because I think I could have switched some things around, but we're going to get into that. The Raiders won't be coming back to Oakland. We looked into what the rumblings was if their stadium isn't finished, and I think it is going to be finished. They're having some roof issues, but they're going to play, if it came down to it, if we do have a season, they're going to play in Texas. San Antonio, I believe. And there were some other options, but they'll go there before they come here, which is amazing. Let's take a look into this. I give myself a grade of a D of the players that we picked in the mock draft. Let's take a look, see here. Follow me. I got this up for those of you. Thank you guys, everybody tuning in on Twitch. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in. So we're going to just run down the first round real quick. Joe Burrow went first. Chase Young, Jeff Udoka, Isaiah Simmons, Justin Herbert, Tua went to the Chargers at 7. The Raiders didn't pick until 12. So it went Tua Brown, Wirfs, Kinlaw, Thomas, Judy. I felt compelled because we all know the Las Vegas Raiders needs some wide receiver help, not just depth, help, because they crying, they crying. My man, I went with CeeDee Lamb. Now I'm not upset necessarily at the fact that I took Lamb here, but like I said, hindsight is 2020. I would have did this different from the jump, Craig. I would have did this 100% different if I would have known what I know now. So right after CeeDee Lamb, who is possibly going to be a beast when he gets to the next level, which is in a couple of days, right? But actually, I wish I would have picked somebody else, and I'll tell you why in a second. When I got to pick number 19, when we, Raider Nation, got to pick to number 19, I felt like I was in a really awkward position. Nobody on my board was really a first-round pick other than CeeDee. I should have managed this differently, but I made a mistake of going with no other than Jalen Johnson, defensive back out of Utah. So, why was that a mistake, network? You know why? Because I believe I could have got him much later in the draft. I really wish I could have traded back. I like the pick, but I would have liked to got him towards the end of the second, early third, a whole round later. So picking Jalen Johnson with the number 19 overall pick, let's just say, for instance, who else was available at the time? Christian Fulton, defensive back, and Jeff Gladdy, I think Ohio State, were both still available. They came off pretty much the next 3 picks. Would I have rather had picked one of them? Not necessarily. In a way, yes. But in the perfect world, I would have loved to traded that pick back and turned it into 2 more picks later in the draft, if possible. But let's back up. You say you would have drafted, network? Totally different? Yes. With what I know now, with the 12th overall pick, I would have picked C.J. Henderson, who went a pick later to San Francisco, who might just very well be just as good as the cornerback that went number 3. So that's what I would do differently there. I would not take CeeDee Lamb. And I know you guys are like, wait, you wouldn't take that stud? I think the wide receiver class this year is so strong. I'd rather throw my dice at a couple of players than one hit or miss chance. And that's just, there's some key guys. I really like Michael Pittman out of USC. I really like Claypool out of Notre Dame. Who else? There's a couple of gems that you can get later in the draft that can possibly just be just as productive, if not more than CeeDee. We don't know what kind of receiver he's going to be at the next level. It's unpredictable. If I'm able to grab what could be a lockdown corner, a corner that you may be able to use and get some use out of in the run game and the run support, a corner that you can maybe put on the island. Let's not forget we got Jonathan Abrams, the safety. Look like he's going to be a banger. They added Demarius Randall, the safety. I think we still have LaMarcus Joyner back there. It's shaping up. It's shaping up. So if you can grab first round talent cornerback, there's a drop off after CJ Henderson, I believe. Jeff and CJ, it's a top 2. So I would have liked to switch those picks there. That's okay. That's in hindsight. That wasn't that's not where it ended right there. That is not where it ended right there. So we didn't pick again until the 3rd round. Pick 83. So say we got pick, what was that, 12 and 20? 13 and 20, I believe. And we did not pick again to pick 83. After having so long in between picks, and this wasn't the fastest draft in the world, and I'm appreciative to be a part of it. This is where I learned the most. I had a real long time to work on my draft board, and I spent all this time researching not only talent, skills, weakness, a projection of where people would fall, and all of that. So I actually had Michael Pittman on my board still, and he went pick 75 to Arizona. I had Jalen Hurts, the quarterback. Yep. Had him on my board. He went number 76 to Jacksonville, which I believe is a fantastic landing space for him. Also, I had Cam Akers on my board. The New York Jets. Shout out to Tom Tuttle and John Eddie Jr. over there at Fantasy Feud in the Back Row Jets show. Freakers. Picked Cam Akers, who was also on my board, one pick before I picked. By doing so, it threw me off. Everybody asks, my next 2 picks were back-to-back, and I picked Josh Uche from Michigan, I believe. He's an edge rusher, and I can't believe he fell down this far, and people are going to say, so Network, why a defensive end? Why an edge? I'm not sold on Colin Farrell. We'll see. I keep calling him by the wrong name. We're going to do something as far as bloopers. If you guys want to tweet at me, the network one, things I say incorrect, or if I misspeak stats or anything, I will read them off during the podcast and have fun with it, you guys. I don't mind. It's the only way you guys poke fun at me. It's the only way I'm going to get better at this. So let's make it a game. I'll make a segment out of it. At the end of every podcast, we'll go over the funny things you have to say in full, and you will get you a shout out. So that's going to make this podcast even more interactive. Make sure you check out the Twitch. We're live right now. There you have it. So, with the 82nd overall pick, Cam Akers went to the New York Jets. I picked Josh Uche from, I want to say he's from Michigan. Or Vanderbilt. But anyway, anywho. I was really happy with that pick that he was still available, and we'll be able to get some more pass rush or some depth at that position. Because Max Crosby is nice. I think I mentioned that last week, but we're not done there. I wanted to try to get a piece on every level on the defensive side of the ball. That was my goal. That did not happen that way. With my next pick at 84, I went with Clyde Edwards-Helaire from LSU. Banger, right? But he wasn't necessarily on my board. I had Cam Akers on my board and Clyde, but I really wanted Cam Akers or Zach Moss. Boss would have had 2 Utes on the Las Vegas Raiders. And in picking for the Raiders, you guys remember last year how many teammates went to how many Clemson players were chosen? So I was thinking, yeah, I could see Mayock taking Jalen Johnson. And then coming back later in the draft and picking up Zach Moss. Because let's be real. Let's keep it 100, bruh. All right, Josh Jacobs wore down at the end of the year. We lost DeAndre Washington to the Kansas City Chiefs, which I did not know Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Washington were college teammates. Wow, watch out for that connection. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes was in Andy Reid's ear and was like, hey, go get that guy. We do have Jalen Richard, and I think he will be handling punts probably. maybe some kickoff return, and he's our third down specialist. But we know what he is right now. Who's our number 2? Rod Smith. Rod the Man Smith, former Dallas Cowboy and New York Giants, spending all of last year on the injured reserves. Yes, that Rod Smith. Okay? So I really thought finding some back to complement Jacobs and spell Jacobs. And if you think about it, John Gruden wants to run the ball, it looks like. If you can put Cam Akers, Josh Jacobs combination together, but I think this was a panic pick. Because I was under the impression that there was about to be a run on running backs. And the Raiders have been linked to Anthony McFarland, possibly taking him later in the draft. And I'm pretty sure something like that can work out well. In hindsight, I was not thinking by taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire here at the 81st pick in the 2020 mock draft, brought to you by the Back Row Show Fantasy Football, right? That came back to bite me. Like, I didn't have another pick after 84 until 94. I could have. There was not a single running back picked until in this draft. We only went 4 rounds. Not a single running back was picked again. What does that tell me, network? I didn't have to pick Clyde there. The Raiders have a pick in the 4th round. I could have had my pick. Not a single, not one running back came off the board after I picked Clyde. That's a big mistake, network. Being that, we have a starting caliber offensive player, rookie of the year, spending that much capital to grab a running back, it's kind of stupid. So I lost some points there.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
So I care, okay? Okay, Pumpkin? So after that was pick number 84. I picked again at 94, and I picked Chase Claypool. Big, strong, fast wide receiver. You're able to get with the 93rd overall pick. I would have preferred to get Michael Pittman on the rosters, but we come away with Chase Claypool and CeeDee Lamb. I think that if they can come away with that kind of pull coming away from the draft, I think the Raiders would be happy. But at the same time, you have to remember, I mentioned that if I had to do it over, I would not have picked CeeDee Lamb with the 12th overall pick. Maybe I go CJ and take whoever falls, not whoever falls, wide receiver wise, but see what shakes out at 19. See if I can't trade back. See if I can't trade back into the late second, grab another 3rd round pick and pick up Michael Pittman and Chase Claypool. So I hope the Raiders, give that some thought. Call me, Raiders. I'm available for the virtual draft. Yeah. I can dream. So after I went and picked Chase up, I had my eye on a player from Oregon, Troy Dye. Clyde Edwards cost me Troy Dye. Troy Dye was picked 99th overall by the Kansas City Chiefs, and I checked today, and Troy Dye has been linked in a mock to go to the Raiders. He is a hybrid linebacker that can play coverage and can play in nickel packages, sub packages, and I really hope the Raiders actually get him. I did my research and checked him out and scouted him last season for the Ducks. I believe he was a senior, and he played with a meniscus injury and a broken thumb, played with a club all year. And I remember watching Oregon games and seeing him fly all over the place, damn near in every single play. Can play on all 3 levels, so I think he'll be a nice addition to that linebacking core over there in Las Vegas. So yeah, we missed out on that. Also, that was just what happened, man. What happened?
Damn!
Okay. Our last pick, 125 of the draft. We only did 4 rounds. Was Larrell Murchison from Auburn, inside defensive lineman. Pretty much when we got to this point in the draft, everyone on my board was gone. I didn't have anybody else that I researched, and I really liked his film, and he jumped out to me, and I don't know if that was even a wise move. There will be no more mock drafts happening right now because the draft is in a couple of days. You guys, please tune in Thursday over on Twitch at the Fantasy Fuel channel. I will drop the link in chat in a second. We will be covering the whole first round of the draft. So bring your popcorn, and we will be referencing this mock draft that we did and see how close did we come. We can use this as a reference for after the draft to see how far people fell, how close was to being right, and we aren't. Every year, there's going to be so many trades, so many moving back, moving up, under the table deals going on. But this right here was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun doing this mock draft. Yes, I did. So I think we're going to keep it short this week. I want to say a big, big, big thank you to the Back Row Fantasy Show and the whole entire network. It's not just me here. We got 13 teams being represented here, y'all. 13. And it seems like more people were joining every single day. Don't you miss out. If you want to represent your team, you can sit back and wait. And it's going to be too late. We're hoping and being extremely positive and hoping that we get some football this year. I hope everybody out there is being safe and being responsible. I'd like to send a shout out to the Legion gaming community and Team Legion. What's up, y'all? Let's go ahead and roll out on that one. You guys stay safe. You guys stay kind. And first and foremost, stay kind to others. Can y'all do that for me? We'll see you in a couple of days. We got a lot going on and a lot more content coming our way, coming down the pipeline. Before we get out of here, I did not go over NFL rumors. It seems reported by SB Nation, PJ Hall is on the trading block. We also did not cover the pros picks. Thought I had this ready for you. We will. Okay, so Mel Kiper seems to predict that CJ Henderson will be going to the Raiders with the 12th pick. I second that. He also seems to think that Jordan Love is going 19 to the Raiders. Why, Sway? Why? I just wanted to, well, we go talk about that if it happens, Captain. All right? Let's go ahead and roll up out of here and get her done. I'll see y'all soon. Thank you guys so much. I do want to say, last week, #1 episode actually topped the top 25 on iTunes. That could not have been done without each and every one of you guys showing y'all support. I'm shocked. I'm happy to say I've been given the opportunity to represent these Raiders. Y'all take care. We go get out of here right now. Get it.
I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas, 'cause I'm a player, a boss player, and if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas, 'cause I'm a player, a boss player, and if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider,